there's a lot we still need to work on. There's a lot. We celebrate threes like we've done something, and then we give up Ian Clark Trent's three as a return serve. We're a lot of energy. Yeah, right now it just needs to be contained and controlled a little bit. You know, Rob, I barked out a little bit for over dribbling, but Taran does the exact same thing. So, you know, look, there's a lot of things we can work on, but it's kind of cool to get our first road win.
You guys never strung 3 wins in a row together last season. You've got 3 in a row now. What do you think is driving the momentum?
Well, it's a good thing it's a new season, so that always works. You know, there's just, you know, we changed a lot of things, even in the sense of how we did pre-season. I don't know if that's the answer. We obviously changed what we did in the recruiting process, and I don't know if that's the answer. We made so many little adjustments and things that went against what I've done previously. Again, like with Carlson next to me, I've always had such a focus on a young group. This is the first time I actually really went for a veteran guy, free agency, and that's working for us. So, but I don't know what it is, but again, we're not trying to get too far in front, not too far behind. I've said this again and again. What's really important is the boys are doing their recovery. We've got some little things we need to work on their body. We've got a flight, and then we're back at it tomorrow for a tough Perth game on Thursday.
Taran was great again, Rob was great again. What conversations have you had with Pedro as far as shifting his role to be more of that high-level connector as opposed to being like the guy?
Yeah, his body work is that, you know, and, you know, he still has the capabilities of, you know, dropping 20 points. Now that we've got everybody back, we want to put him in the areas that he's super effective at. In saying that, we missed him a lot, right? So I look at his box score today, and yeah, it was 4 and 9, 0 2, but I reckon there was 3 times that I can think off the top of my head that we sort of snubbed him. And so as I'm telling him to, hey, do this really well, it's really important that I keep on the other guys about finding him in those areas. The ball finds energy. He did that, I felt, in the fourth quarter against Adelaide, where he was getting all the weak side cuts. Today he did it on the rebounding. You know, that's kind of cool, knowing that we haven't hit his cap yet in the sense of his potential, and that's on us really to get him in those spots. And again, to do it without Tanner, who's gutted because this is the first time he's missed anything in 5 years of his career. Is a gutsy type road win, knowing that, again, there's still a lot of areas we need to work on.
What are you liking most about what Taran's doing out there?
I think he's tough. He's like, you know, he's got, you know, blood nose and come back out. He's ready to go. He's a unique 22-year-old. You know, he's really just cut from a different cloth. It's the first time in my head coaching career I've had an Australian point guard where we sort of put the imports on the wing. Yet I had a great apprenticeship with that at Perth with Damien Martin. There's a lot of similarities. 2 different players. It's really important, it's 2 different players. But, you know, Damo could impact winning and losing, averaging 5 points a game. You know, Taran can impact winning or losing, averaging 16 or 17, whatever he's at the moment. But again, like, this is his second year in being a professional. It's kind of cool to see what that's going to blossom into.
Carl, first year with this group, and Forde spoke a bit about your veteran role and helping it, but from the outside looking in, it really seems like everyone's embracing their roles, which for a group that's just come together is pretty impressive at this early stage of the season. How are you finding that in terms of where everyone's at with really finding their place?
I think it's been really natural, so it makes your job as a leader easy in a way. I think everyone's bought in, you know, to what they need to do, and I think that stems down from what Forde's delivering as well. So yeah, I don't think, you know, not forcing it in any way like that. I'll chime in where I need to and where I feel like I can help the group. Some of those moments where we need to settle down a little bit, take a breath, and get back to what we're doing. But for the most part, man, like, these young guys are serious, as Forde just said. Like, shout out AK today, you know, like he comes in, and for me personally out there, I heard him. Every ball screen he's allowed, he's rotating, using his length, come up with 8 boards, and what did he finish with? 14 as well, and probably changed 3 or 4 of those Lee sort of pick and rolls, and yeah, guys like that, just impressive. And as I said, you know, not forcing it, just letting guys sort of grow into their own in their own right.
You've played alongside and behind some great point guards over the course of your NBL career in this league. What do you like about what you've seen from Tarrant through these first 2 games?
For me, just the head on his shoulders. You know, he's picking my brain and then going out and having 26 and 5 and making 2 dunks, which I've never been able to do. So for me, it's his humbleness, it's his ability to work. He comes in early and works, helps everyone, and for me, that's where it starts. I think we all know the talent there is awesome, but for me, the head on his shoulders is what's impressed me most.
When you say picking your brain, what sort of things are you guys talking about?
Probably just his, like, in the pick and roll, his usage stuff. Like I saw tonight a few times, getting in the paint, really holding off the guards and finishing. We've done some of that stuff together because he's a bigger guard. As I said, something that I wasn't gifted with, but I had to find ways to use my body to finish and be creative in the paint. And I think we're seeing that from Tarrant. He's going to another level.
And Forde, Sam Waterberg's defence, I know he doesn't get lauded probably enough, as much as it should, but his ability to wall up and contest, play with verticality, I think was great today, and that's really improved. How do you find that part of his game?
Yeah, he's always. I mean, he's got such a good basketball background. His term in college, went to a big time program in Miami, and he's just naturally a smart dude. And I've always referred to him having a point guard brain and a big body. So, it was interesting. Like, I know people refer to his up and down year last year purely on the shooting component, but he still impacted the defense. And this is where, I might have been questioned, why do I keep him out there? He's gone 2 or 7 because he's changing it down the other end for us. So it's cool to see him now. The offense is clicking for him. It's just Wardenberg, right? It's good.
Forde, in the absence of Tanner Groves, current Galloway and AK really stepped up for you. How'd you like this game and also so far this season as well?
Again, one of the things that said we lack depth. So I like to see what area people are saying we lack depth in. I'm conscious that I don't listen to it a lot because some of it's just sound grabs to boost media engagement, and I get that. But these guys are just embracing their role. The problem I have now is, we had distribution of minutes because they're clearly 4s and 5s. KG just can't miss at the moment. He's shooting the hell out of the ball, and AK year 2 with me, I hope I'm steering him in the right direction with what his focus is and where he can get his looks and his opportunities because he's such a unique player. He doesn't need to be floating around the perimeter and the 3 and the mid-range. Just get on the rim, we'll find you. We've got to do a better job finding him, but, he's got a nice little floater too. So, I'll let him keep shooting those as long as he's hitting them.
You have a win over Tassie, now a win over Melbourne. How much do you care about belief? And how much that instills belief in the team to go far down the road?
Well, the good thing is, especially chatting with this group, was, because I get asked, do we use all that stuff as motivation? And no, it's more in a sense that the people that were critical of you then are the people now that jump on your bandwagon, but then just wait for a 3-game slide because they're going to turn back on you again. And you can see that just in the last week, right? The Adelaide point guard, what's going on with some other clubs. So if we're not paying them any mind then, you got to stay consistent with what we're doing. And it's hard. It's not fun all the time. It's not. It's hard work, and that's the point of it is winning's not easy, training's not fun, but the reward is that you're getting better as a basketball player and we get some results and it blossoms in your career and you get paid more and all the things that come with the fruits of basketball. But if it was all sunshine and rainbows, everyone would do it. So now that there's a little bit, let's say it's called belief, we have to stick with what we're doing. And so Monday's review is just going to be as bad as if it was a loss because there's a lot of areas we need to work on. I feel like with this group, they're okay. We're young, but the maturity, because we've driven this message from the start, if we're not responding then, we can't respond now. We just got to stick to our guns. I got to worry about Monday, and we're preparing for Perth on Thursday.
Going into half-time, was there talk of stopping, Goldie and Clark in particular, and because you're able to limit the impact in the second half, they have okay games overall, but how'd you go about that?
No, I was ecstatic about Golding's 22 points at halftime. It was a focus. We changed up a little bit, showed a hand early because we had to with our on-ball coverage. I I knew they were going to come out and run a little bit more Spain action because we messed it up. So we went from one particular coverage to another. The boys did a great job clamping it down. The issues sort of shifted from the easy points they were getting to then us giving up a lot of offensive rebounds. It's something we need to work on. Sorry, I'm just tired. It's been a long weekend. Beautiful. Thank you. Appreciate it.